Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. Welcome back to the channel here on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. Normally, I would be a little bit more energetic. I would do my normal shtick with the flamboyant mannerisms, the yelling, the screaming, as you are all accustomed to here on the channel. And of course, I would do the normal rundown shtick. This, of course, is the rundown for WrestleMania 36. But yeah, as I've stated before, ladies and gentlemen, ever since the network launched back in 2014, WWE has built WrestleMania and all of their shows specifically on the foundation that they're WWE, it's WrestleMania, it's Raw, it's SmackDown, it's the Rumble, or whatever show that they're building towards. They build their shows on the foundation of complacency, and listen, I've tried really hard not to say the most cliche thing that one person could say in this scenario. I'm really trying hard not to say this is going to be the worst WrestleMania of all time, because I don't want to say that, and I don't want to be cliche, because I don't base my stances, my beliefs, and my opinions on cliches. I don't base it on personal biases. I don't base it on narratives or favoritisms or preferences. I base my opinions on facts, and you people have become accustomed to that. But enough of the ranting and raving. I'm going to try my best to get through this the best that I possibly can. I got my sunglasses, I got WrestleMania 35 playing in the background, and I'm going to be a little bit more positive today, specifically because it's my birthday. Indeed, the realest motherfucker has come of age. Ladies and gentlemen, 21 years of excellence I have been on this earth, and here's to another 21 more and plenty more decades to come, ladies and gentlemen. But I am not alone here for my special birthday rundown for WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, back here once again with me. Last time he was here was on the rundown for NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2. Now he is back again for the rundown for WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the co-creator of the Big Fight Feel YouTube channel, lifelong wrestling fan, DJ Storms Posse member. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the channel, Joseph Conlin. How you doing, my brother?
I am doing great today, and happy birthday, it truly is 21 years of excellence, 8 before 21 years. I said again, and many more to come. One question, and I gotta ask you, and I know Tom Phillips has said this a lot on Monday Night Raw last night. Did you know that WrestleMania did just too big for one night? He's walked away.
How many fucking times did Tom Phillips say that on Monday Night Raw this past Monday?
Too many, dude. Too many.
And on top of that, they're still promoting matches that aren't even taking place because superstars have either been injured or they've been in quarantine due to this outbreak.
Exactly. Oh my God. They're still advertising Roman came on Instagram and said himself, look, I'm pulling out for the sake of my family. I'm doing this for my family. I need to do what's right. And I respect Roman for that, but advertise the match.
I don't even know. I'm eating Cheez-Its right now, so you could pretty much decipher how much I give a shit about WrestleMania right now. I don't give a shit. I'm eating Cheez-Its during the rundown. I don't give a shit. My channel, I can do whatever I want. Anyway. Why don't we get into the matches? Let's not waste too much time. Let me just take a sip of my water in my signature mug right over here, the ice water. So, a couple things first. Follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. Follow me on Instagram and Periscope at TheDJStorms, and add me on Facebook. The link is in the description. I also want you guys to go and check out episode number 1 of Quarantine with Thunder. I posted that yesterday, Wednesday. Link is also in the description. Where can we find you on social media, Joe?
You can find me on Twitter, Joseph. 286 followers. Let's get up to 300 followers before WrestleMania on Saturday. Because why not? And it's positivity. Let's just follow other people, you know?
I will be sure to put your link in the description, and I will also post the Big Fight Feel YouTube channel link in the description as well. But anyway, let's get straight into the matches right here. Let's talk about Alistair Black versus Bobby Lashley, which, might I also mention, Alistair Black and Bobby Lashley. I said this on the Lightning Flash update with the Blue Riott. Shout out to him. Link is also in the description. I said that Alistair Black has been on the main roster for over a year now, and we have not had one single confrontation between Bobby Lashley or Alistair Black in a single segment or match ever since Alistair Black has been on the main roster across both shows, whether it be Raw or SmackDown. We have not seen Alistair Black and Bobby Lashley cross paths once. Yet here they are in a match on WrestleMania nonetheless. I don't really have too much to say about this match, and quite frankly, this match isn't even happening as far as we're concerned because Bobby Lashley has been quarantined due to concerns of COVID-19, according to Dave Meltzer. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure if this match is even going to happen, and to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't have booked this match to begin with. But based on everything that's been going on, I don't even think this match should even happen. I don't even think Alistair Black needs to be on WrestleMania if he's not going to be in a championship match. I don't really have too much to say about it. If this match does happen, I have no doubt that Alistair Black's going to win. But at the end of the day, this is just a filler match just to add more to WrestleMania because apparently WWE thinks that more equals better. Not in this case. Does this match even happen, or does Alistair Black get a new opponent? I don't know.
I don't think the match is going to happen due to quarantine and all that stuff. They might have filmed it. I have no idea if they filmed it or not, but, I mean, if they filmed it, I guess I'm picking Alistair Black. Who cares at the end of the day? I thought this match, they make wrestling big for one night just for matches like these that, it's stupid. It really is.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it. There's really nothing else.
Just for the sake of my pick, I guess I'm going to go with Black just because they pick.
I mean, if Black is still going to be on the card, who do you think that they could possibly find as a replacement for him?
That's a tough question if you ask me. Maybe you can do a crossbred match with maybe a Nakamura, something like that.
That I would not mind. That I definitely would not mind. Considering that Cesaro is not going to be on WrestleMania, he was actually reported to be out last Friday. If they want to, I definitely wouldn't mind it. It would definitely give Nakamura something of relevance to do, and it could actually be a fairly interesting match if they give them time. We'll see how it goes, but at this rate, I don't even think this match is happening, but I'm going to go with Black if it does. Moving on, let's talk about the Raw Tag Team title match between the Street Profits, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza. Andrade, of course, is out with a rib injury, so in slid Austin Theory. I can only hope that WWE does have plans for Austin Theory. He's 22 years old. He's got 2+ decades left in this business. He's got his entire career ahead of him. And I really do believe that Austin Theory is going to be the future of the company. I just can't help but feel for the guy that this is his first WrestleMania and it's in front of nobody. His first WrestleMania. Same thing with the Street Profits, same thing with Angel Garza. First WrestleMania for all these four men, and it's in front of nobody. I mean, how can you realistically get excited about that? I feel sorry for him, I really do. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that this could very well be a really good tag team match if they do give these guys 13, 14 minutes to go out there. If they want to kick off the show, they can certainly do that. Go out there, do what they usually do, and they put on a good match. I think that they could very well put on a great match. I don't see the Street Profits losing. It wouldn't make sense. I don't see the Street Profits losing whatsoever. This is pretty much a match just for the sake of getting the Raw Tag Team titles on the show. I think it could be a great match. I see the Street Profits winning. I'm going to try to remain somewhat optimistic, and I'm going to try and remain somewhat positive. I do have a sense of positivity for this, whether it takes place on night 1 or night 2. I think it could be a very good match if they do give him time. Austin Theory, I think, could very well be the breakout star of this match, considering how good he's been in so little time. I mean, just take a look at his match with Roderick Strong, take a look at his match with Tommaso Ciampa. It's self-explanatory. It really is. What are your thoughts on this match?
First, I just want to talk about Austin Theory. And I already know that Vince McMahon loves Austin Theory. Do you know how? Because on NXT, they had the Raw commentary team. You could count the times that Tom Phillips and Byron said the name Austin Theory. And that right there, I feel like summed it up how much Vince loves Austin Theory. He's probably seen and it's like, we got to get this guy up on the roster. So I would not be surprised if we see him up with the roster after WrestleMania. But for the match, I got to go with the Street Profits. Again, say that this makeshift tag team theory, I don't think stands a chance. But this could be a...
I'm sorry, you're glitching out here for a minute. Double check your connection over there. I don't know why.
My connection's pretty good, man.
Maybe it could be mine. I apologize about that. Maybe it could be mine. But regardless about that. Regardless.
Do you want me to say it again?
No, I think we got it. I think we got it. So, here's another match that could very well not even be happening. Kabuki Warriors versus Bliss and Cross for the women's tag team titles. Asuka was set to be out last Friday as well, along with Cesaro and Buddy Murphy. I don't know why they're still promoting this match if Asuka is reportedly gone, but to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't even be surprised if they recorded this match already. You know why? Because, Vince McMahon loves him some Alexa Bliss. Vince McMahon constantly has to revert back to giving Alexa Bliss a fucking championship because he just can't fucking help himself. And I'm telling you right now, this character that Nikki Cross has been portraying, it is unbelievably bad. It is unbelievably bad. It legitimately makes me want to gouge my eyes out every single time I see Nikki Cross acting all giddy with Alexa Bliss. They pretty much made her a mini-me, a Scottish mini-me of Alexa Bliss. And on top of that, they have erased everything that she was in NXT. She came up from NXT, and then all of a sudden she completely switched characters, seemingly out of nowhere. She went from this crazy Scottish psychopath to Alexa Bliss's fucking butt puppet. So at this rate, I don't even know. It wouldn't surprise me if Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are currently the women's tag team champions right now. But if Asuka is currently out of WrestleMania, I don't understand why they're promoting it still. Now I'm going with the Kabuki Warriors to retain, and hopefully they will retire those women's tag team titles before the end of the year because they are pieces of trash if I've ever seen them. They're worth just about as much as the shit that my dog took on my neighbor's lawn the other day. Just pointing that out there. Do you even want to say anything about this match?
I'm going with the Kabuki Warriors, and I just want them to win, so I'm going to pick them to win. Like, why is this even a waste of everybody's time, man? A waste.
Speaking of, and we're going to continue with this streak right now. We're going to continue with the streak of matches that are still being promoted, but are apparently not happening. Next match we got here, The Miz and Morrison versus the Usos versus the New Day SmackDown Tag Team Championship ladder match, which could very well steal the show if they wanted to, which could very well echo the classic TLC matches of the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. But I don't understand why they're promoting it after The Miz showed up to work sick. He's been quarantined, which got him into some deep shit with the Usos and Roman Reigns. Now we're sitting here talking about this match. They're still promoting it. I don't even know what they're going to do on the day of WrestleMania. I don't even know what day it's taking place, whether it be Saturday or Sunday. But if this match is to take place, Miz and Morrison are the correct winners here. The New Day, they should have broken up a long time ago. The New Day, look, I know how great the New Day are as a tag team, but they have really overstayed their welcome as a faction. It's been 6 years. They've done all they could. Please just break them up. Please have them go off and do their thing as singles competitors. It would really benefit all of them immensely. Trust me, it really would. The New Day need to break up. The Usos need to take a long extended break from the tag team title scene because the Usos are slowly creeping up in the rankings as the tag team version of Roman Reigns, where they're constantly getting title opportunity after title opportunity. They're great, don't get me wrong, the Usos are great, but please, let's get some new teams in the tag team title scene. Miz and Morrison, they need to retain here if this match is still taking place, and Heavy Machinery is the correct team to take the titles off of Miz and Morrison sometime in the next month, possibly at Money in the Bank, if they do have a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. There's been rumors about it being postponed. I hear that supposedly Money in the Bank is taking place on May 10th, but the ban for mass gatherings isn't until after May 10th, which is when it's supposedly supposed to end. So if they do end up having Money in the Bank in the PC, or if they have some sort of events taking place over the course of the next month, they're supposedly continuing with tapings starting April 10th. Orlando's currently on lockdown right now. Heavy Machinery, they're the correct team to win the titles off of Miz and Morrison. I'm actually still pissed that they didn't give the titles to Heavy Machinery back at Extreme Rules of 2019. And they've constantly been holding back on Heavy Machinery. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for.
Yeah. So you got the Miz and Morrison retain the titles. If the Miz is quarantined, I don't see the point why they hold on to the tag team titles. So I'm actually going to go with the Usos to become the new tag team champions. And then, who knows, we'll probably see the Usos versus the New Day for the tag team titles again. And I heard reports that since the Miz is out, it could either be versus one member of the New Day versus John Morrison. Team titles, huh?
Wait. One member of the New Day, one member of the Usos, and one member and John Morrison for the tag team titles?
Yes.
Just not have the match. Just not have the fucking match.
If it comes down to that point, it's not like the SmackDown tag team titles are going to make or break WrestleMania. Just postpone the match and put it off for like another pay-per-view or something, I guess.
Just put it off for the next week and then have it on one of the tapings for Raw and SmackDown. It's ridiculous. Who cares? Who cares if it's not on WrestleMania? Just take it off the fucking show.
I totally agree, dude.
And speaking of shit that shouldn't even be on the show, Elias versus Baron Corbin is still being promoted.
But okay. Are one of them quarantined though?
No, not that I heard of.
Yeah, it still has no point of being on the show.
I don't even give a shit who wins. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Baron Corbin wins.
So you're going with Baron Corbin?
I mean, like, Elias has been getting the upper hand on Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin has been on the receiving end of a bunch of shit over the course of the last month. It wouldn't surprise me if WWE gave Baron Corbin the win.
I just don't care about this match. This is the definition of a bathroom break match at WrestleMania. But probably what's going to happen is I could see them starting to build up to Baron Corbin versus Gronk at SummerSlam. Gronk costing Baron Corbin this match. I know I just gave you a freaking nightmare in your head.
I swear, no.
I can definitely see that happening.
If it happens, dude, I'm going. You're really going to be in some deep shit with me if it does happen, because you put it out there in the universe.
Oh man.
Here's another match: Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, I don't really know what the point of this match is, considering that the crowd reaction and the fan favoritism towards Otis has pretty much been the life of this feud. This has been building for months, and I really can't see this continuing after WrestleMania. It really wouldn't make sense. This has been going on since December. So, at the end of the day, this is pretty much a one and done between Otis and Dolph Ziggler. And considering that there is a kickoff show, yes, they're having a WrestleMania kickoff show both nights at 6 p.m. They are. I saw it. I saw the notification on Twitter and Facebook. I could see this match being on the kickoff show. Out of nowhere. They have to have, WWE, they gotta have a kickoff show even during a pandemic and even when it's split into 2 nights. They gotta have a kickoff show.
Oh, man.
At least it's not 2 hours, but still.
That's so stupid.
I'm going with Otis here. Could it be entertaining? Yeah, it could be entertaining. Do I expect it to be as entertaining with a crowd? No. But I'm going with Otis, and Heavy Machinery goes on to win the tag team title sometime after WrestleMania. And if they don't, WWE will have missed the boat and fucked up once again. How about you, man?
I'm going with Otis, too. But, I mean, without the crowd in this match, I am trying to care about this match, but I can't, because 95% of this match relies on fan interactions with Otis and Ziggler. And without Otis getting the fan reaction, and we probably know that he's going to get Mandy Rose at the end of the match, it's not going to feel like a true special WrestleMania moment. While if it was in front of an audience, Otis getting Rose kind of would be a WrestleMania moment in my opinion. But without an audience, it's not. I don't see it.
Does Heavy Machinery win the tag team titles sometime after WrestleMania? Did WWE do the right thing? Do they capitalize on Otis?
I mean, I would hope. I mean, Tucky is seriously underrated as a wrestler, man. I think he proved that at the Elimination Chamber. So I think those guys deserve to have a long tag team title reign. People talk about breaking up Heavy Machinery. That is stupid. That is a stupid idea.
Stupid if I've ever heard of one. We are going to take a look at a match that I'm actually interested in. Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm actually surprised it's not Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship, but regardless, I'm actually very glad that this match is taking place. I think this match is long overdue. I think this match is definitely going to be one of the few highlights of WrestleMania across both nights. If they allow these guys to go out there, I think this match could actually kick off night one if they wanted to. I think that this match is definitely going to be a match to keep your eye on. And even though there's no crowd, I know Daniel Bryan and I know Sami Zayn. I know that they are going to put forth all the effort that they can to make you care, because they are two of the best at their craft. And I don't really want to be a spoiler to all of the Sami Zayn fans out there, but Sami Zayn is a transitional champion. I know you don't really want to hear it, but again, the only reason why Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental title is because Braun Strowman said that he didn't want to work events due to the recent outbreak, and then they took the title off of him. He implied on his Twitter that he didn't want to work any events due to the pandemic. That's why he has been seen since the Elimination Chamber, and he hasn't been working any events since the Elimination Chamber. So what they do, they took the title off of him, and they put it on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, realistically, is the luckiest motherfucker on the planet. And this could probably be his only reign as a champion on the main roster as long as Vince is still in charge. So I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Bryan wins the title. Matter of fact, I think Daniel Bryan is going to win the championship. After they didn't give him the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble, it only makes sense that they could possibly give him the consolation prize of the Intercontinental Championship once again, just like they did at WrestleMania 31. Roman Reigns was in the main event of WrestleMania 31. They gave Daniel Bryan the Intercontinental Championship to start off WrestleMania 31. I mean, I really don't see anything else happening. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Continental Championship. I think it makes a lot of sense that he wins the championship. Drew Gulak there. I'm thinking after this, Bryan could have a small feud with Sheamus, and then after that, Drew Gulak can turn on Daniel Bryan, and then we get a rivalry. Gulak and Bryan over the Intercontinental Championship. We could get a stew out of them with this whole thing culminating at some. I would love to. Honestly, this relationship with Bryan and Gulak, very few good things on SmackDown, but this is the partnership with Bryan and Gulak.
If they want to, I think they could definitely work out something good. If they do end up going forth with that feud at SummerSlam, I think it could definitely benefit Gulak. And I do hope Daniel Bryan does vie for Drew Gulak to take the title off of him if he wins the title, which I think he will. Yeah, I apologize. The connection. I apologize. The connection's very poor.
Am I good?
You cut in and out here and there, but yeah, I think you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bryan and Gulak could kill it at SummerSlam. So that's what I see happening with the IC Championship. I got Daniel Bryan winning.
Makes sense.
Over Sami Zayn.
SmackDown Women's Championship match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Tamina versus Naomi versus Lacey Evans. Fatal 5-way for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Dana Brooke is quarantined. She is not in this match anymore. I am going to tell you this again. This match was not made because of Sasha Banks' injury. I'm telling you right now. There was a report that came out that this match was made because Sasha Banks is injured and they couldn't do Banks versus Bayley. Bullshit. Because Sasha Banks was in 3 tag team matches not that long ago, and she was doing everything that she would normally do if she wasn't injured. So how serious is this injury? Is this injury really that bad? I say no. Because if it was, then she wouldn't be competing in a ring at all. And what was stopping WWE from simply preserving her until WrestleMania, until we can get Bayley versus Sasha? You could have Sasha win the championship, and that be the end of it? On top of that, Sasha Banks could more than likely win the title anyway. Sasha Banks is more than likely going to win the title anyway, and I'm going with Sasha Banks. I'm going with Sasha Banks to win the championship. And I'm going to tell you right now, if she doesn't win the championship, she's going to look like the biggest fucking moron on the planet for signing a new deal with this company. There's no one else. There's literally nobody else. It's either Sasha wins or Bayley retains, and I'm going with Sasha Banks to win. It doesn't make any sense. It comes down to Bayley and Sasha ends up winning. End of story, period. And if I was WWE, I would not even go forth with more tapings for Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania is over and after Orlando is off of lockdown. Just take an off season. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Yeah, you're going to lose money, but all these sports leagues are losing money as well. You're the wealthiest wrestling company on the planet. I will continue to say this. You are the wealthiest wrestling company on the planet. You don't need to continue to go forth with these fucking shows. I mean, do you wanna tell me your thoughts on this match? Who do you think's gonna win?
I am going with Sasha, and all I'm going to say, because I don't give a shit about this match. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going with Sasha.
It only makes sense. Speaking of not making sense, Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. That is supposedly set to main event night 1. The only way that I will be okay if this main event's night 1 is if Drew and Lesnar main event's night 2. And more likely than not, that's not going to happen. So why should I be okay with Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch main eventing night 1? The storyline has been somewhat decent. Yes, Shayna Baszler's great. The storyline's there, but at the end of the day, there's been yet very few matches built up for WrestleMania, such as Orton and Edge, McIntyre and Lesnar. Hell, I would even put the Universal Championship match over Becky and Baszler, considering that that's a world title. And when it comes to WrestleMania, world titles should go on last. I will only be okay for Becky and Baszler main eventing if Lesnar and Drew main events night 2. And I know that that's not going to happen because that would make too much sense. Because WWE's not going to have the Royal Rumble winner main event night 2 unless the Royal Rumble winner is Roman Reigns. That didn't happen. As far as this match goes, I really don't see this match being anything special, to be quite honest with you. And I think this match is going to follow in the same suit as AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura from WrestleMania 34. You know how WWE held them back? I don't think that these two are going to be held back, but I do think that a crowd reaction would really make or break this match specifically. This match is not going to get over based on work rate. This match would get over based on the characters that Becky and Shayna Baszler have been portraying. And if anyone is going to benefit from this, it would have been both women from the crowd. But that's not going to happen. So, in no way, shape, or form should this match main event night 1. Regardless of where it is placed on the card, I'm going with Shayna Baszler. To these fucking idiots out there saying that Becky is going to retain, why would you want Becky to retain? Shayna Baszler would be ruined. Shayna Baszler would be completely deemed irrelevant after that. Shayna Baszler came up to the main roster. She has been booked like the biggest killer on the face of this planet. She ran through the entire division. She eliminated everyone in the Elimination Chamber by herself. Why would you not want Becky to pretty much do the deed for Shayna Baszler? Shayna Baszler is that next top-tier heel for the women's division. There is no one else, nobody on that roster right now, maybe outside of Asuka or Kairi Sane, because I think that they could put on a fairly good match with Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam. But outside of those two women, who are currently the women's tag team champions, and I hope they get rid of those titles immediately and split those two up, Shayna Baszler is the most legitimate woman in that division right now. Becky Lynch has run her course. I have already said this numerous amounts of times. After that Hell in a Cell match with Sasha Banks, Becky went on a slow decline. She has not been the same since that match. It makes absolutely no sense for Becky Lynch to retain. Shayna Baszler is your new Raw Women's Champion. End of story, period. What do you got to say about this, Joe?
Okay. Becky Lynch has run her course ever since Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. She's had a poor reign as the Raw Women, and I just want to see that championship off for her. And this match is going to have huge effects with not having an audience in this match. I feel it's really going to hurt this match. And I do tapping out Becky Lynch, become the new Raw Women. Hope happens, and I think will happen.
Supposedly, now I don't really want to spoil anything, but supposedly there are photos going around on Natalya's Instagram that may have spoiled some of the endings to the matches. She took a picture with Shayna and Sasha, and both of the championships were in those selfies. So supposedly we could have two new women's champions.
I am lucky that I don't have Instagram, but I did not see it at all.
You should actually get one. I actually go live on Instagram here and there. I was actually live with Joey Janela. Shout out to him, actually. Anyway.
I'm thinking of getting one.
Yeah, definitely do. Anyway,
Yeah.
Moving on, we got Randy Orton versus Edge in a last man standing match. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I tweeted this out on Monday. Randy Orton versus Edge has been the best built WrestleMania match in the last 5 years. I don't think ever since Daniel Bryan's build-up to WrestleMania 30 with his match with Triple H and then the triple threat match with Orton and Batista, I don't think since that match, and those two matches specifically, have we had a build towards a single match and a feud as good as Randy Orton versus Edge. Everything that Randy Orton and Edge have done since the start of this feud has been damn near perfect. I don't think anyone has come close to building towards their matches, any of the matches, as good as Randy Orton and Edge. The history is there. The promo work has been on point. Keeping Edge off of television for over a month after that initial attack by Randy Orton. Randy Orton's heel character has come off so well, to a point where I don't think Randy Orton should ever be a babyface ever again. And I think that Edge is going to take this. I think that Edge is going to beat Randy Orton. And if anything, I think Edge could possibly be an interim opponent for Drew McIntyre. Once Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship, we could possibly see Edge versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship somewhere down the line. I would actually love to see that, if they go forth with that. And then Drew McIntyre, he could eventually have some interim feuds with Samoa Joe or Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. But if anything, Edge versus Drew McIntyre, that sounds like a rather interesting WWE Championship match, if I do say so myself. Now, that's just the creative wheels in my head flowing. I think that could definitely be a match that would get Drew McIntyre and his WWE Championship reign over in a good way, especially considering that the follow-up from the initial victory at WrestleMania, the follow-up in a big championship win, that is always the most important thing to a superstar. And it's definitely going to be the most important thing to Drew McIntyre. Once he eventually wins the WWE Championship, which I believe he will win the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre is going to go into the summer of 2020 as WWE Champion, I think that Edge would be a damn good interim opponent for him. I see Edge winning this last man standing match. I think this is going to be great. If they want to, they could go all over the PC, they could go out of the PC, and I think that these two are going to really showcase to you, even at their ages, that if they are given the opportunity, they can put on a show stealer. How about you?
The build for this match has been an A+. Almost everything that they did has been perfect. With the Royal Rumble return from Randy Orton giving him the concerto, even the stuff with Matt Hart, really good, I thought. And then giving the RKO to Beth Phoenix. And then the promos at the PC have been outstanding. Especially the one last night from Edge. Holy shit, what a promo that. But I think these two are going to beat the living hell out of each other. I do see them fight in the Performance Center. And there's going to be some crazy spot in this thing. And I'm victorious. And even at their age, put on one of the best matches at WrestleMania, and they're going to tell a fan.
Speaking of two men that could actually tell a fantastic story through their promo work, at least. Now, I'm not sure how the match is going to work out, but the promo work between Undertaker and AJ Styles leading up to their match at WrestleMania has been very, very good. This month specifically. Now, I'm still questioning why The Undertaker initially came back to begin with, back at Super Showdown and then the Elimination Chamber. Now, I did really enjoy the matchup the promo that Undertaker cut this past Monday on Raw. I really enjoyed that promo. I thought that he gave off a lot of American Badass vibes. He was dressed like the American Badass with his leather jacket, with his bandana, he did have a tombstone with AJ Styles name on it. Now he's almost like in a crossroads between between the American Badass and the Dead Man. Now, if anything, the American Badass would be the best possible character for Undertaker to appear as in this Boneyard match, even though it is a Boneyard match. And AJ Styles pretty much confirmed that it's like a street fight in a graveyard. This could very well be one of the more cinematic-based matches at WrestleMania, and I still don't care about this match. The promos have been great, but I still don't give a shit about this match, considering that, their ages, especially with The Undertaker right now. The Undertaker, he's not in a position where he's going to go 15, 20 minutes with a guy like AJ Styles. Even though AJ Styles is great at what he does, he's not in a position where he's going to put on a 5-star classic with anyone. I'm going to try and give them the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, I still don't give a shit about this match. I'm going to give them a chance. And we're going to see what they can do. But at the end of the day, if anyone really cares about this match, I'm sorry. You're really setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm sorry to be that guy, but you know how I am. I am probably the most truthful individual that you will find, and I'm not the only one that's been saying it. A lot of people have been saying the same thing about AJ Styles and The Undertaker. No matter if it's going to be cinematic, whether it's going to be in a Boneyard match, whether the American Badass is coming back, the match really shouldn't even be taking place. The Undertaker really should have retired. He really should just be left alone. Just let him do his own thing in his life. Mark Calloway is really going to get hurt. If anything, have AJ Styles just win. Have AJ Styles win, and have The Undertaker go away. Let that be the end for The Undertaker. Have The Undertaker go into the Hall of Fame next year. It's not that hard. How about you, Joe?
The promo work has been... You're really setting yourself up with this match. I don't see this match being that opinion. And what are they going to do? Fight all over a graveyard and stuff like that? And then Taker's going to probably bury AJ Styles and the rest of the OC months. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen.
Who do you have winning?
I got Taker.
Really? You got Taker?
I got Taker.
A lot of people have actually been calling Taker, considering how they've been building it up. I'm still going with Styles. John Cena versus the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in a FireFly Funhouse match. This is another one that could be rather cinematic, which I don't mind. And supposedly John Cena is creatively involved in this match. John Cena is creatively working with Bray Wyatt to produce this match, and supposedly it's already been produced. I'm actually very much looking forward to how the FireFly Funhouse stipulation is going to enhance this match, and based on everything that's been going on, I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt. I'm very interested to see how this plays out, and if things work out well, this could very well be a rather entertaining segment slash match. And I'm going with Bray Wyatt to defeat Cena and right the wrong from 6 years ago. How about you, Joe?
I said we were talking. If you're looking forward to that match, you're setting yourself. I don't see disappointment coming up in this match. You got FireFly FunHouse match. It should be very unique, I think. Hopefully. When you got two really good creative minds in John Cena and Bray Wyatt, I think they could deliver something special to us. And who knows? Maybe we see Mr. Rogers for half the match, and then at the end, the Fiend pops up out of nowhere, and out John Cena.
It could definitely work out. We'll see how that plays out. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm going to go the same route as Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. I've said this before. I really think that this match is also headed down the same route as AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, because this match out of all the women's matches on this show, this match has been built up and hyped up the most. And I really don't see it delivering. Rhea Ripley's great at what she does, but at the end of the day, it doesn't excuse the fact that Charlotte Flair winning the Royal Rumble was one of the worst book decisions of 2020, and we're not even halfway through 2020 yet, and we already got one of the worst book decisions of the year. I would go so far as to say it was a decision worse than Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank, and I fucking hated that. I hated that. And on top of that, I can't support this because more likely than not, Charlotte Flair is going to win the championship. We have the NXT Women's #1 Contenders ladder match going around. Io Shirai more than likely is going to become the #1 contender. Io Shirai realistically is the right woman to take the title off of Rhea Ripley. If anything, Rhea Ripley should retain the title here, and then she should drop it to Io Shirai. Rhea Ripley does not need. She really does not need this. Rhea Ripley doesn't need this, and yes, I'm happy that Rhea Ripley is getting this moment, even if it's in front of no one, which I kind of feel bad for her. I'm happy that Rhea Ripley is getting a spot on WrestleMania because she's definitely worked her ass off for this. But at the same point in time, this is merely being put on WrestleMania to give Charlotte Flair the NXT Women's Championship, merely to put her on NXT to try and generate ratings to beat out All Elite Wrestling. And NXT hasn't been able to beat out All Elite Wrestling all year. All year. Vince McMahon just can't seem to give up. Vince McMahon just can't seem to let it go. Vince McMahon just can't seem to understand that he's fighting a battle that he can't win. I really don't know what else to say about this match. I'm praying for Rhea Ripley. I'm praying for Rhea Ripley to retain, and then she drops the title to Io Shirai. But if Rhea Ripley retains, I'm going to be quite honest here. I would be shocked beyond my imagination, jaw to the floor. If Charlotte Flair does not win, I would be legitimately shocked. I don't want her to win, but if she doesn't win, I'm going to be shocked. How about you?
That's one of the worst decisions in 2020. If Flair, it will be up there with Goldberg, the Universal Championship. It's one of the worst decisions in 2020. And I see that we're buried because Vince thinks no one is on the level at Flair. And I don't know how long they have her down NXT for. She should be in a role where she's putting over talent. Flair is greedy and selfish. That's what I hate her the most, honestly.
I don't know. We should actually.
This match.
What?
This match has been so forced over the past few weeks that it's ridiculous.
Just keep your fingers crossed for Ripley. Keep your fingers crossed for Ripley. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Now, the majority of this build between Owens and Rollins has been boring. It's been lackluster. It's been very underwhelming. But the last two promos that they cut, Rollins and Owens, have been really, really, really good. And you can really see the passion that burns between both men when it comes to their promos. Kevin Owens especially. Kevin Owens, whenever you give Kevin Owens a microphone, you can really feel the passion that he has. Kevin Owens' passion is something that you rarely see in professional wrestling. And I really got to give a lot of props to Kevin Owens for being able to cut an A+ promo every single time he has a microphone. If they actually let these guys go, I think that these guys could put on a very good match if they want to. And this is taking place on Saturday. If they allow these guys to go, I think that these guys are going to put on a very good wrestling match, and if anyone is going to take the win here, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is definitely someone that needs the win. Kevin Owens is definitely someone that deserves the win. Kevin Owens is definitely someone that should be getting the win and should be going on to a WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre after WrestleMania. How about you?
I'm going with Owens. I would say from like January to February, the feud has been really boring and underwhelming. But March, I feel like they've really picked it up, and it's kind of got me interested in the match, to be honest with you. So I'm actually interested to see what these guys can do against each other. I could see this kicking off night one, because Kevin Owens said last night that this match is taking Saturday. That's the only match we know what's taking place on either Saturday or on Sunday. Owens and Rollins will take place on Saturday. I see them kicking off the show. I'm going with Kevin Owens to beat Seth Rollins with a stunner and get his second WrestleMania win. They've acted like he's got no WrestleMania wins before.
Well, that's what you get. Yeah, that's what you get when Le Champion jumps shift to AEW. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Anyway, Goldberg, Oldberg, pound my head against a Wahlberg versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, which is not happening. And you know what? I'm sorry. I have to say this. I'm sorry. I got to say this. Roman, it's not happening anymore. Roman Reigns is not on WrestleMania anymore, but they played WrestleMania 32. They played WrestleMania 32 last Sunday, which I was watching. And they played Roman versus Triple H from WrestleMania 32. And how bad that match was. I really don't care what's going on right now. I just have to say this, because I'm a prick. You guys know me. I'm a prick. I'm an asshole. Roman Reigns has had 5 singles matches at WrestleMania, and 4 of those matches will go down as 4 of the worst matches of the modern era, with Triple H, Undertaker, Lesnar, and McIntyre. And I know it's not his fault. I know it's not his fault. It's far from his fault. It's no one's fault. It's WWE's fault. It's Vince McMahon's fault. But I'm sorry, I just gotta say this. Roman Reigns could very well go down as one of the worst WrestleMania performers of the modern era. I really don't give a shit. I just needed to point that out there. So this match is apparently not taking place. I don't know what's going on. Supposedly some people have been saying Braun Strowman, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is Braun Strowman. And to be quite honest, I would get the title off of Goldberg, put it on Braun Strowman, and if Braun Strowman does win the championship, I would have Bray Wyatt take you off of Braun Strowman at the next pay-per-view. Considering that match makes sense. It makes sense. There's history between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt can get the title back that he should have never lost. You could do that. You could have Goldberg do an open challenge, and you could have Samoa Joe come out and answer the open challenge. Samoa Joe, he's supposedly eligible to work WrestleMania, according to Fightful. So if Samoa Joe is backstage at WrestleMania, you could have Samoa Joe go in there and do it. And Samoa Joe could win the Universal Championship, the title that he should have won from Brock Lesnar back at Great Balls of Fire. Or you could have John Cena and Bray Wyatt on night 1. Bray Wyatt beats John Cena there. Bray Wyatt takes Roman Reigns' place, and Bray Wyatt gets back the title from Goldberg. If anything, the last one would probably be the best one. But knowing WWE, they're probably going to go ahead with Braun Strowman. And if they do go ahead with Braun Strowman, either way, Goldberg is not making it out of WrestleMania with the Universal Championship. If Goldberg makes it out of WrestleMania with the Universal Championship, I would be, A, shocked beyond my belief, and B, pissed the fuck off. How about you?
Oh, man. So I probably did think it's going to be Braun. You know me. I hate that clown with a passion. He's a clown. But the comments he said on Evil Uno's Instagram about the indie wrestling, always putting down indie wrestling, not giving a crap through this tough time we're going through right now. I hate him to the fact that I would rather see Goldberg retain the Universal Championship than have that clown win the Universal Championship. But I'm going with And this match is going to be awful.
I mean, anything with Goldberg's usually awful. Anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway. Last match, and the match that should main event night 2, Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. I think that the promo work between Paul Heyman and Drew McIntyre has been very well done. Drew McIntyre has been built up very nicely. Drew McIntyre has not lost a match since November. And, you know, I can't help but tell you right now that it would make the most sense to have Drew McIntyre go forth and Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship. I don't see this playing out any other way. I would like to see a 15-minute match between Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. I would like to see a great match. More likely than not, it could very well be quick. But at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship, and Drew McIntyre finally gets his moment that he should have gotten a long time ago. And again, it sucks that it's going to be in front of no one, and I do feel bad for Drew McIntyre, but I'm going with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar, and there's really nothing left to say about that. How about it, Joe? Last prediction before we get out of here.
I'm going with McIntyre just to go for it. I feel bad for him that this is going to be in front of no. This is not a WrestleMania moment, in my opinion. What I could see happening is McIntyre wins the championship. He has Orton or something like that. He beats Randy Orton, and then McIntyre beats Lesnar again, this time at SummerSlam, hopefully with an audience, and he can get his big winning the championship with the audience going bananas.
So you really think that Brock Lesnar is going to retain?
No, McIntyre is going to win. And then eventually Brock Lesnar is going to take the champion, and then McIntyre will beat him again at SummerSlam.
You're really gonna have McIntyre's championship reign get cut short? I mean, I don't mind a rematch. But I certainly don't want his championship reign to be cut short. I want him to have a long, drawn-out championship reign.
I know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. But McIntyre's got to win. Built him up for so long now. He's just give him the championship.
Absolutely. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at an hour. And that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. I'm going to try and get this video to 15, 20 thumbs up. I also want you guys to comment down below. What are your predictions on WrestleMania? What do you think is going to be the match of the night? I also want you to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. The progression is slow as fuck, but I know you guys can do better than that. I know you guys can get me to 2K. Promote me, share me out on all platforms of social media, and of course hit that notifications bell with the huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. Thank you to all those who wished me a happy birthday today. Thank you, Joseph Conlin, for appearing on my show. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope everyone enjoys WrestleMania, although I don't know how anyone could enjoy WrestleMania under these circumstances. But regardless, I hope everyone enjoys WrestleMania. He's Joseph Conlin. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. You guys have a great week.